Hello and welcome to my Moonraker review. Moonraker is the 11th film in the James Bond franchise. This film's always been a bit of a meh to me. I don't know why. It has the same scale as Spy Love Me, but here it feels different. It feels weird. I know if you know fellow Bond reviewer and enthusiast Karen Dyson, his first Bond film was Moonraker, so it's not easy to defend. Well, it is quite easy. Moonraker is easy to defend than Man with the Golden Gun, which is the one I was stuck with. Well, I say stuck with, but you know what I mean. I had Man with the Golden Gun, so it's easier to defend Moonraker than it is to defend Man with the Golden Gun. But the villain here is Michael Lonsdale as Hugo Drax, he's just one of those villains where he's scary without being loud or over the top, and it's just it is brilliant. He is without one of the best parts of this film, and it's brilliant to have him in this film to make both Man with the Golden Gun and Moonraker. I'll do a lot of comparison between those two films in this review, but those two films both have standout, really good villains, which is good to see. Even the worst films have the good villains, I suppose. I mean, some for us only villain is weak there, but you kind of give it a pass because it's the more down to earth one. So you got to have the down to earth villain. We also have the gorgeous Louis Chills as Holly Goodhead. And the return of Richard Kiel as Jaws, who's just used as a joke here. Don't get me started on Dolly and that shit. It's not fun at all. This movie also marks a lot of farewells, including the final appearance of Burden Lee as M, who died shortly before the film. I actually have to correct the review because I wrote shortly before the filming of Fear Eyes Only began, but that's not true. He died while filming Fear Eyes Only had only just begun in early 1981, and he died just when filming had begun, but not when they had called him in to do his scenes for M. So obviously that they couldn't. So out of respect for Bernal-Lee, they didn't immediately recast the role of M, and in Fear Eyes Only it said that M is on leave, and you have James Villiers as, I think it's James Villiers, I don't know what his name is, but I believe it's James Villiers, as Bill Tanner, Chief of Staff, which is fun. But yeah. Also found a film to have Ken Adam as production designer, and it's also the last of 3 Bond films to be directed by Lewis Gilbert. As well as that, it is also the last of the 3 to be edited by John Glenn, who would take over directing duties for the next film, Fear Eyes Only, and would direct the next 4 after that. Standout scenes here include the visually impressive pre-title sequence, the lovely sequence where Bond gets pushed out of the plane, and he has to pushed out of the plane by Jaws, and he has to skydive after a pilot and steal his parachute in midair and then put it back on himself, which is it's an incredible, for 1979. It's an incredibly impressive feat, and it's good to see that. The Bondola scene, which is just fucking funny and stupid. The intense centrifuge scene and the final fight in space. Music was back to Barry once again, and once again, it's not his best, but it's not his worst. Standout tracks include Space Laser Battle, Bond lured to the pyramid, Flight into Space, and Bond arrives in Rio, and Boat Chase. To conclude, Moonraker is just a meh. It's not as bad as I used to think it was, but that doesn't make it good. And it's really a weird one because I don't think it's the worst Bond film. That honour for me personally, if we're talking about official films, would go to Thunderball. But even that still has its redeemable qualities, which is, I mean, Thunderball is there isn't really a worse Bond film other than, I mean, Quantum of Solace is shit, but I feel like my next viewing of Quantum is going to really elevate my feelings. That film I haven't seen in a long time, but still, there is no worse Bond film. There's just the least best, the most underwhelming sort of one. But yeah, now the 80s approach, and it too would have its highs and its lows for Bond. Thank you guys for watching my Moonraker review. Unfortunately, I did miss doing Never Say Never Again because I can't really stand watching that film because it's shit, but I am going to watch it this evening, and we're going to have a letterbox review up for that, which means the gap between video reviews and letterbox reviews is now narrowed to just one film in between each, and I really can't afford to let it get lower than that, otherwise it would really fuck the schedule up, because now we're on Moonraker, and so we're in 1979 for video reviews, and we're in 1983 for letterbox reviews. So yeah, the gap is getting closer, and I can't allow it to get any closer than it currently is, so I have to watch Never Say Never Again this evening, otherwise I'll fuck the whole thing up. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Letterbox review in the description, Linktree in description, Flame Fox Draws in description, Flame Fox Draws Linktree in description. Go hit all that stuff. Goodbye, and have a wonderful day, guys. And don't forget to check out all my other video reviews as well. This one has been Moonraker, No Time to Die, hit cinemas October 8th, 2021. And have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.